Ring ding ding kitties, CrackingCody here, and welcome to some stuff. This video is mostly going to be about the big apparently, now I have seen this before and then I couldn't find it. Apparently they have released, or at least the episode titles and synopsises for the next part of The Walking Dead have been leaked from episodes 9 to 16. So I was going to read off those titles and the synopsises and what I think, they're getting towards. But I didn't want to just have an episode of me just talking to the screen, so I went ahead and put up Super Hexagon, which I'm going to try to play while I'm doing this at the same time, which is going to fail. I turned the volume off on that because it's loud, I think. So, to start, I don't think all these are accurate. These are just leaked, so this is still all rumor speculation. Let's see if this is right. Okay, so dang it, already. We'll just start. Episode 9, according to this source, is titled After. Now, another source I saw earlier, the title was Here We Remain, which is the title of the volume of The Walking Dead directly after the prison. So I kind of like that title more. I'm not sure if I'm inclined to believe this, but all the other sources are saying it's After, so we'll go with After. And its synopsis is, Rick deals with old wounds. Prison residents consider if survival will be enough. Now, we know this episode is going to be a big Carl and Rick episode, like right after, where they're in the house. So that one's pretty obvious. In terms of prison residents, we know Michonne is at the prison, because she's going there, she's killing a bunch of zombies and stuff. All the trailers have shown that she's at the prison. And we also know someone else is at the prison in riot gear, based off of the latest trailer, which if I can find it, I'll link it up here, up and above. So that one seems pretty self-explanatory. And I think that prison survivor that's in the riot gear is either Tara or Lily, because they both disappeared the season finale after killing the governor. So I think it's one of them. I'm not sure which one. Kind of hoping Tara, because I see more with Tara than Lily in terms of like story development. Episode 10 is titled Inmates, which comes out February 16th. Its synopsis is, in the quest for stability and safety, the group faces many obstacles. Now, I don't know which group they're talking about here, but we do know there's a lot of groups, of course. It says the group, but I think this one will more focus on Glenn and the bus, Maggie and Sasha and Bob, Tyrese and the kids, or Daryl or Beth. In all the trailers I've seen, it seems like Daryl and Beth are not together. They were together the season finale, but I have yet to see an image or an area where they're actually together. I think they got separated somehow, which may be part of the struggle that they're going through. But I think this one will update us on everyone else that's not Michonne, Rick, and Carl. Episode 11 is called Claimed. Hold on, I want to try to get this. I know the music for this. Oh, look at that. If I break my record, my record, as you can see, is 18:25. Next episode, episode 11, is called Claimed, apparently. Its synopsis is, a number of immediate threats plague Rick. Group members deal with their past. I think this episode is going to be a big Michonne and Bob episode, because they're two characters that we don't know a lot about their past, but a lot has been hinted about their past, and we do know that in this part of the season there's going to be a lot of we're going to learn a lot about Michonne's past, and we're supposed to learn about other characters' past. This is a big character development part. And I think Bob would be a nice one. And if they actually do bring back Tara or Lily, I think this will be a good episode to actually put them together. In terms of the immediate threats, I'm honestly not sure. I'm really hoping that it's the hunters starting to stalk him. Claimed, like this group is going to be the group that we're going to try to eat people from. Episode 12 is titled Still. And its synopsis is: an enlightening mission springs from a request from one of the group members. Now, I think that this episode is where we will see the new characters, Eugene, Abraham, and Rosita, because, this I have two theories about this. Their mission could be to go to DC, which we know they're going to do. They're going to go to DC. But the word enlightening makes me think that they're going to bring in Gabriel, Father Gabriel, from the comics. And you'll see why I think this in a couple more episodes. Because there's a lot of talk of faith in these synopsises. And so I do think that though he's not, announced or anything, I think they will bring in Gabriel. I think that might be what Gareth is, because, Gareth and Gabriel, sometimes they like to keep the same first letters of the characters that they're trying to tease for casting. They don't want to just say who it is. So I think Gareth might be the Father Gabriel of the show. And maybe we'll see him along with the other three go in the DC, just like in the comics. Episode 13 is titled Alone. All these are they're all, it seems like, one-word titles. There's only one title that has 2 words, and we'll get to it next. But yeah, episode 13 is Alone. Its synopsis: one group finds a shelter. A group has a realization about protection. And so this, obviously there's 2 groups. At least 2 groups. I'm hoping this episode is when they'll bring Carol back in. That realization about protection. I think maybe Carol joins back with Tyrese's group, and her daughters accidentally, and he doesn't know that she was the real killer still. At least that's what we think. And I think that'd be a good one to bring her back in. If they're gonna do the one girl killing the other girl, and then this girl getting shot by Carl, I think the next episode might be good for that, actually. Episode 14 is titled The Grove. Its synopsis is: after establishing a new shelter, the group considers things returning to the way they used to be. And I'm hoping in this episode is when they'll bring the groups together, so it's just one group again. And we might have to address that Carol problem. But there's not too much in terms of what I would know about this episode. Not a lot of Hunter problems, though. Actually, you know what? I'm changing my ideas. Number 11, I think, is maybe the immediate threat is Carol coming back in. I don't think the Hunters are here yet. Or maybe the immediate threat is this new group of Eugene, Rosita, and Abraham. I don't know. We'll find out. Episode 15 is titled Us. And the synopsis is: survivors rely on brutality and faith. Is that it? Yeah, brutality and faith. Right there, you think the Hunters are coming, and faith. That's why I think that's the main word. Why I think Father Gabriel is going to be in this, which would make sense if they take shelter in his church, and the Hunters are starting to make themselves present. they might have to turn to brutality and faith to get through. Maybe somebody gets kidnapped this episode, because this is the second to last episode of the season. So season finale is something big's gonna happen. So I assume this is definitely gonna be a huge climactic episode. And the last episode, episode 16, is titled. Right now, it's just titled A. Apparently, that's just like a hiding the real title. I think the real title is going to be Fear the Hunters. They just don't want to say that beforehand, because then the Hunters are coming. They don't want to spoil anything, of course. Of course, this is what we're doing here. We're spoiling. So, its synopsis says many paths collide, which right there, I think maybe that's the episode all the groups come together, including the Hunters. Rick faces sheer brutality, Hunters, and the group struggles to survive. So, yeah, I definitely think this episode we see Carol together. We already know Morgan Jones is coming back this season, which is awesome. I like all the groups are back together. And then the Hunters. They have to really address the Hunters, and I think maybe this is the episode that a limb gets chopped off of someone. Don't know who it's gonna be, and there's gonna be a main character death in one of these episodes. So I don't know. There's always speculation. Everyone has their own thoughts, but yeah, these are the supposed titles and synopsises of the next part of season 4. You guys can post in the comments below of what you think is going to happen. I'm still hoping to see the governor at least one more time as a zombie or something, because the governor's awesome. All hail the governor. So, thank you for watching. As I said, post your thoughts. Have a good day, and I'll see you when The Walking Dead starts. So, au revoir.